Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a wonderful, sorry, I work my camera here. Wonderful Monday morning. It's the last week of January. We're about ready to hit February this weekend. Yeah, Sunday, I believe. No, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, February 1st. Man, this month has gone by pretty gosh darn quick, it feels like. So, welcome to the FNP Morning Show. My name is John. I am with FNP Wargamers. So, lots to talk about over the next couple of days. So I'm going to give people time to get on because the notifications have been really weird. So when I activate, the start window, it's supposed to send notifications out to people, but it hasn't been. It's only when I go live. So I'm going to work on figuring out why that is happening. I mean, when I start this overlay. So I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on, and hopefully in the next few days we can figure that out and get that taken care of because it's a little annoying. That whole start, that opening sequence is there to alert people, hey, show is starting, and give me time to get settled in, drink some coffee, and give everybody a chance to log in and watch the show. So it's a little annoying. We'll figure that out. Technical difficulties, nothing big. Um, so, what are we going to talk about today? Well, a little bit of LVO stuff. Las Vegas Open, for those who are not familiar. I'm still trying to get all of the results from the Las Vegas Open, not just the Warhammer 40,000, which pretty much took center stage because uh, I think it was like triple the amount of the closest one was of attendance was Age of Sigmar, and then the smaller games. Not that those games are not important; it's just they're overshadowed by the larger game. Um, so I'm trying to get the results from all those different events. Not so much the friendly events or the narrative because those aren't really a competitive format, but all the other ones like Underworld's Kill Team, Age of Sigmar, of course, Malifaux, and maybe some Team Yankee if I can get the results of that, and Bolts Action. So I'm working on that, getting all because you have to be pretty much a paid subscriber to get all the different results. So once I have that, I'll probably be on part two, which will be tomorrow morning, if everything goes well. And I never got my updates from the Texas Masters Grand Tournament from this weekend. Understandable. It was a very busy weekend, and I'm the low man on the totem pole to receive news and information, news updates, and all that jazz. So I'm going to be reaching out today to them and saying, "Hey guys, could you at least send us the overall results? That way we can look at who the at least the top 10 are and see who won it, what list, that sort of thing. Maybe the top three lists. That way we can give that information out to all of our Age of Sigmar players, and you guys can have a pretty good idea of how the Texas Masters Grand Tournament went, which I think this is the second year of the Grand Tournament, or maybe it's just the first year of the Grand Tournament. I forget. I'll double check. Because as I said, I'm not normally up on the Age of Sigmar stuff, but since I'm filling in temporarily for ski, I'm doing my best. So bear with me. I'm nowhere near as qualified as ski is, so or knowledgeable. So I'm going to do my best to do that until his return. And of course, Jonathan and Ben's return. They're all taking a lovely hiatus. So you guys are still dealing with me. Excuse me, goodness. No, I don't have the coronavirus. At least I hope not. All right, so I would love to be able to give you some GW news, but today the Warhammer community page is under construction. So I don't know what's going on. I've refreshed it a couple times. So one little bit of news that I did get in my email today was, "Hey, congratulations! You were wrong about something, John." I was like, "Oh no, what was I wrong about?" Oh, it turns out I was wrong about one of my predictions. So a lot of people were like, "Hey, Tau is going to be the next book, for the Greater Good, the Psychic Awakening 5." was going to be Tau and Gene Stealer Cult and Death Guard. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I knew it was Gene Stealer Cults and Tau Empire. Yeah, cool. I got that. That was easy to figure out. But Death Guard did not fit in there whatsoever. I know that there was a short story out there, but if we've seen, the short stories don't necessarily indicate who they're going to be facing in the Psychic Awakening. It's an idea, but it's nothing guaranteed. So what I was wrong about was the inclusion of the Imperial Guard. My mind blown. I was trying to figure out who the Imperial Guard. I thought my guess was Imperial Guard would face the Death Guard. Good morning, Nam. My guess was, yeah, like I said, Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum would face off against the Death Guard, because this would be Tau and Gene Stealer Cults. Well, what I was wrong about is the Imperial Guard are going to be included in, it looks like, the Greater Good. So, cool. Kudos for finding that. But I was surprised. So that means, and that kind of brings back a point. I'm going to pull up Facebook here, and I'm going to pull up. I started on our Facebook FNP page, so sorry about showing you my page. FNP, not CNP, FNP, you jerk. Yeah, Tiska. It looks like they're going to be involved in that, which is a surprise to me. I was not expecting that. But then again, I was trying to figure out who, excuse me, who was the Death Guard going to face off against. So that left us with Harlequins, Death Watch. After all the confirmed ones we have, Harlequins, Death Watch, Custodes, Death Guard, Astra Militarum, Necrons, and Sisters of Battle. I was kind of assuming that it was going to be Death Guard versus Sisters of Battle and Imperial Guard. But apparently I'm wrong. So I'm going to have to adjust this. Maybe. We'll wait till we get a little bit more confirmation. But so that looks like, I don't know what it's going to be now. Once we take Astra Militarum out of there, that leaves bad guy wise Harlequins, which I guess could face off against the Death Watch, Death Guard versus Custodes, and Sisters of Battle getting revenge on the Necrons for the Sanctuary 101 massacre. Maybe that could be the combo. Maybe, or it could be Custodes going after Necrons like Trazan in Infinite or whatever, who likes to capture stuff and go free Dorn or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of possibilities there. I'm going to hold off on updating this with taking off the Astra Militarum and maybe the Death Guard. I really doubt it. That would be a weird cluster fudge for them to put Death Guard, Gene Stealer Cult, Astra Militarum, and Tau Empire all in one book. I can understand the Gene Stealer Cult, Astra Militarum, and a Tau, but the Death Guard never fit that equation. So I'm saying a 99.999 infinite sure that Death Guard are not showing up, especially since that would leave us with 3 Imperial armies and 3 Xenos and or Chaos armies left to match up in 3 more books, which we had said that the book releases should take us into June, July, and that would put us there, because Engine War will be out in April, and then another book in May. So May, June, July, unless they combine a couple of those, but I don't see how they would combine any of those. Unless it was Custode or Sisters of Battle, Death Watch versus Necron and Harlequins somehow. Maybe not even versus Harlequins, but Harlequins would be in there, maybe leading the Imperium by the nose to go fight the Necron menace. I don't know, man. Really curious on how this is going to work out. But it's something to watch, I could definitely see the Sisters of Battle versus Necrons. I could definitely see that. And I could see them blending in the Harlequins and Death Watch together with the Necrons. Maybe if it is going to be they're going to cap it out at 8 books, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to sit back and watch. So it's just something we're going to keep track of, and hopefully I'll have an update today for one more bit of confirmation, at least from GW. Maybe when the site is up and running again, we'll have confirmation that Imperial Guard are going to be in the greater good. All right, so, oh, hey, look at that. The page is up and running. Oh, they did some improvements to the page. I don't know if I like what is going on here. What is happening? Let me make this page larger. I don't like this look. Something looks different. Okay, but it doesn't look like anything is updated. We're not going to go look at some guy's freaking white scar. So we're just going to put that off to the side. Let's talk about Las Vegas Open 2020. Warhammer 40,000 champs. As I said earlier in the show, guys and gals, that I was going to wait until I have the rest of Age of Sigmar, Malifaux, Kill Team, Underworlds. I think Blood Bowl was there as well, and maybe, I'm not sure if it was a tournament for Bolt Action and or Team Yankee. But once I get those, once I find out and I get those results, I will, of course, we'll do that probably on the Part 2 show. So first off, I want to say good job to our Texas guys and gals out there. I'm not going to go through the entire roster of all the Texas guys and gals. I'm not going to go through, well, as of the final with all the people that, not including the people that dropped, I think there was like about 40, 50 people that dropped overall for the championship. I'm not going to go through all 700 names. I'm not going to look through them all. But I wanted to say, first off, thank you, Texas players, for doing a very, very good showing for Texas. Thank you very much. FN Pro, Redacted, Fragged Out, Adeptus Shenanigans, and I think Red Star and or Golar's 222nd, I think it's what I always get their name mixed up, and I'm sorry. Thank you guys for representing Texas as a whole and doing very, very well. Now on the FN Pro front, we had 7 people actually there for FN Pro. And I'm going to list off, I'm not going to give you their army list or anything. If we get a chance to chat with everybody, we will. But first off, let's talk about Colin McDade and his amazing 5-1 run. 5-1. With a very unique list that a lot of people took they raised their head and they took notice. Very well done, Colin. It was his last game, I think game 6, he lost by 2 points. Yeah, it was. I mean, from what I understand, it was a bit of a nail biter. It was down to the wire, and it lost by 2 gosh darn points. That tells you how skilled the competitors are, because Colin McDade is a very brilliant player, very, very smart, very aggressive player, and I really enjoy watching him play, watching his rise, because I've known him for, I want to say since 2011, 2012. I've known him and watch how he's progressed as an individual and as a player. Has been really awesome. I really enjoy watching, even during the times that we have butted heads as individuals. It's still, I mean, we've remained friends, and that tells you how passionate we are about this hobby and how it brings people together. It's really awesome. So well done, Colin, with your 5-1. The next one is a new guy here to Houston, and I'm going to do my best not to butcher his name. George Bobkov. Another 5-1 with a Slanesh. Yeah, George Bobkov. I'm not sure if I'm saying that last name right, or even if I'm saying the first name right, Tizka. I'm assuming it's at least George, unless it's a German version, that I'm probably butchering it, so I apologize. But 5-1 with, I believe it was a Slanesh army and a possessed, I believe he had the possessed bomb. If we get a chance to grab that list and review it and even chat with him, we're going to do that, because it was pretty gosh darn. I think this was his first run at LVO. and to be able to go 5-1 at your first LVO is pretty gosh darn amazing, especially with the near 800 competitors. So very well done, George. Next up, of course, good friend of mine. We've actually traveled to El Paso's Desert Rat GT. It was a lovely 24-hour round trip. Eric Tat with his Gene Stealer calls 4-2. Well done, well done. I think that's his best record. I think the 2 years before was 3-3. Maybe I'll have to double check with him. So good job there, Eric. Russell. Let's see, not Russell. Devin Bailey. This is one that's kind of out of the blue. No offense, Devin. Devin is one of our locals here, and he listed under the FN Pro team, which is totally fine, because we're wanting to expand. And he went in with Iron Warriors and went 4-2. I think that's his best record ever. So well done, Devin. We're really proud of you, man. And it's his first time. I think he's just turned 21 recently. This is a birthday present. So happy birthday, late belated birthday, and this is his first LVO. So I had a chance to chat with him a little bit online, and I know his first game went really bad for him because as he said, I was extremely nervous and overwhelmed by being at Las Vegas Open. So that's good. That's good that he basically popped his cherry, if you will. Sorry, the crude term, but popped his cherry. So we might see something better from him throughout this next 2020 season. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see something out of Devin. Then coming up after that, we had Russell Tassin. I'm not sure what Russell was running. I want to say it was a Space Marine list. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was running Space Marines. And Joey Rexer, a good friend of mine, I've known for, at least 5 or 6 years now. I think about 5 years. He went 3-3 as well with, Russell, thanks Tiska. Russell ran the Imperial Fists, if he recalls. And I believe Joey had Iron Hands. So well done, both of you. And then coming up, let's see here. Dane Mercer, I think this was his first one. He went with Dark Eldar. I think it was all Drukhari list. I could be wrong. Once again, I'm trying to get all these lists and talk to them and get their experiences. And like I said, if we're able to, we will get them all on the show and chat with them. And then Jamie Pirazzola with a 2-4 record as well as Dane. I believe Jamie went. I'm not sure if he took his Marine. No, he took all Custodes, 2-4, and I think he ended up. I could be wrong, but I think his third game they had to call it a tie or a draw. Good morning, Epion. I think they had to call it a draw because of all the rigmarole, all the craziness that went on with servers going down for BCP, a lot of bad matchups. I mean, everything was basically a 3-hour delay on day one. So he had the reason why I think he missed his last game, if I understood correctly. I don't want to spoil it. He had an appointment that he had to go meet, or he had to get to. So there was no way he could get that last game in. No worries, Epion, no worries. So he couldn't get that last game in, which was a shame because Jamie's a very smart player and he was on the rise. So I think that after that loss or that tie, that just kind of oh well, nothing to worry about there. So that, as far as I know, for at least for the Houston guys, that wraps up most of our Houston guys. There might have been one or two other Houston guys in there that are on redacted or maybe their own team. Maybe they just went there by themselves. So if I missed you guys, I apologize. It was nothing personal. I just don't know everybody in Houston. I mean, there's like 1,240 some odd Warhammer 40,000 players in Houston, both casual and competitive sides of the house. So I don't know everybody. So well done, all of you 40K players that went to, and I do have another announcement about people, for all of you guys that went to LVO and competed. You already won in my eyes, by going to the largest Warhammer 40,000 event tournament in the world right now. I think the only closest one is maybe the London GT. I think they're around 400 people. This is double that, and I think they even opened it up to 950 people this time. Okay, I thought so. Tiska says new Warhammer community page is up. Nothing new really, just a subtle redesign of some stuff, which sucks because now I got to try to navigate and redo my whole window display here. Which, by the way, we've got I'm working on a new overlay and graphic, so this will get changed up a little bit to kind of start off, really to kick off the 2020 season, and I guess they call it the 2020 season, or would this be the 2021 season, maybe 2021 season. Man, that just whatever. So I'm going to be reformatting and redoing a couple things how we operate here. I also want to put a big shout out to David Savage, #1 Minotaurs chapter player in ITC. Well done, sir. Well done. Big round of applause. He beat out really odd. They beat out the next 3 guys were all named Tyler. I don't know. I don't think they all had the same name, but it was beat out the Tylers. Well done. I didn't see I forgot what the score was, but congratulations, sir, that you showed up with the Minotaurs chapter and took the top spot in ITC. I don't know if that was the points and the hobby track, maybe. I'm not sure, but overall, very proud of you. That's really awesome, and the models look absolutely awesome. And having an army like that centered around that theme and that chapter, and then performing well with it. Good job, David. Really proud of you, man. So if you guys, I'm not going to go too much into we'll talk about the controversies tomorrow and all the other things tomorrow. And once I have a chance to give everybody, there's a lot of travel back right now. A lot of people are traveling today, or they're actually probably on their flight right now. I know a couple of people had a couple red eyes, or they were on their way this morning. It's like a 2-hour difference, so it's actually like 8 a.m. there. So I'm going to give everybody about a day or two. So we probably won't talk too much about lists tomorrow. I want to give everybody a good day to recover, and then if I get a chance, we'll get people on the show. We might have to do probably a Wednesday night or Thursday night show and link up a Discord channel and get everybody chatting at once, and that way we can talk about everybody's experiences. And if you guys have questions, jump on our Facebook page. I'll create up a post on our FNP Wargamers Facebook page, and I'll pin it to the top. And what I need you to do, if you guys have questions for our LVO guys, and especially the FN Pro team, the core team, the core 5 guys, about anything going into the new season, the last season, if you have some questions, post it up on there. Or if you guys are on YouTube, I'm going to get this video up on YouTube today. You can post in the comment section, but just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Excuse me. It really helps out. Oh, goodness. I drank that coffee too fast. And then whatever questions you guys have, we'll give it a couple days, and then maybe let's do it on Thursday. Let's give us 2 days or 3 days really to get some questions in, or if you need to, email to fnpwargamers@gmail.com. You got 3 different spots to send it to, so you guys can, whatever questions you have, and then we can put it to them and maybe organize hey guys, let's do a Discord video chat. That way we can answer questions and get your impressions and whatnot. So it'll be a good chance for those of you that are up and coming, or maybe you guys have been in the tournament scene for a while and you just haven't been able to break in. You haven't been able to find that you're like right there. You're just at the cusp of greatness, and you just need maybe a little bit of advice. Maybe you don't have a hardcore tournament scene in your area like we do here in Houston. We're very blessed with like 8 different stores and some of the best players in the nation, especially the Southwest. And so we're blessed with abundance of players and opportunities to compete. So you might not have that. You could be, I don't know, in like Wisconsin, and you only have one store, and it's a bunch of really casual guys that don't have that. They don't compete like everybody else. So it's a good opportunity for you to ask those questions and for us to interview these guys. So let's look at doing that on Thursday. So I'm gonna give you guys about 3 days. So on FNP Wargamers Facebook page, fnpwargamers@gmail.com, or on our YouTube channel when I get this uploaded later today, you can leave your comments, ask your questions, and we will do our best to ask them. I'm also going to get this pairings app up there so you guys can see if you guys want to look down through who won. I guess I should say that. The Warhammer 40,000 Championships, congratulations to Richard Siegler. Well done on, he's had a great year. And then to end it off on this Warhammer 40,000 Championship, well done, man. Well done. He had some very, very tough competition. He had to play against Sean Naden, of course, and then Brad Chester there at the end. And all those games were very, very close. The final, game 9 against Brad Chester, was all the way to turn 6, and it was tied all the way up. I think it ended off at 21-20. It was like a 1 point or 2 point difference. And I mean, just absolutely bonkers how close of a game it was. I understood some people said it was pretty much a boring game. It was like a chess game because it was very, the little bits that I did watch, it was very move, counter move, set up, move, and basically they were, I mean, it was like watching a chess game in my opinion. So, it might not have been super exciting like the Sean Naden versus Jeff Poole, and Jeff Poole's Orcs and Sean Naden and his Eldari was, if you got a chance to watch that game, and I'll see if I can get the link for it on the Twitch. We'll put it in the description or whatever. That was a bonkers, to me, it was a really bizarre game. We were sitting here going, what the F is Sean doing? I mean, and it's, I'm still flabbergasted at his tactic, and we didn't know what he was doing. He did the exact opposite, I think, of what everybody expected him to do. I mean, he essentially bum rushed this mass of 120 orcs and Gretchen or Grotz, whatever they're called, and just on turn 1 was in his face, and it was just bonkers. I think they only got to turn 3. Just because of the amount of dice and tactics that were being used. I think Sean burnt through every single one of his command points in turn 1. I mean, it was just a massive blitz. Such an awesome game. It was really, we actually stopped our role-playing game to watch that. So it was really awesome. If I get a chance, I'll get that video and we'll put that in the description, or put that link it up on the FNP Wargamers page. I thought it was probably one of the best games to watch. There was another game that was up that I thought was pretty funny. There was a Necron player playing against, I think it was on day 1, a Necron player versus a Imperial Knight player. No, it was Saturday morning. And that Imperial, or not Imperial Knight, a Renegade Knight, and all we saw is like in one turn, 3 knights just obliterated. And I was like, okay, well that's okay. Anyway, so that's all for that. So if we get the chance, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and get that interview with all the Houston guys that went to, or at least all the ones that I mentioned today, as many of them that can join the show. I think we might only be able to get 5 at a time, so I might have to pick and choose which 5 we're going to be talking with, but that's not to sell short the rest of everybody. But I really want to, well, you know what? We're just going to concentrate mainly on Colin, Eric. I'm going to get, we're going to concentrate also, let's get the core FNP guys in there first. So Colin, Eric, Delta, and David Savage. That way we can not only just talk about LVO and their impressions, even if they didn't go, their impressions of LVO, but also and answer your guys' questions and what they're going to be looking at doing for the 2021 season. So 2020 to 2021 season. So let's do that. That's more important. No offense to all the other guys that played for FN Pro. We'll get you guys on the next video chat, but I want to get the core FN Pro team first and then get everybody else in. So let's do that. I'll get all that posted up. Put your questions up, ladies and gents. And rumor-wise, we already mentioned Imperial Guard is going to pop up in the Greater Good. Apparently, I'm still waiting for a little bit more confirmation. I'm assuming that today or tomorrow, which is usually the case when I get my information, it pops up the next day or that day, later that day or the next day from Games Workshop. They usually get about a day or two ahead of time when it's imminent like that. So, or it could be, yeah, it'd have to be because Greater Good's right around the corner. So let us, we'll just end on that. And hopefully I'll have some more stuff for you guys. Oh, I do have, not right now, so you don't have to click off just yet, guys that are not Marvel Crisis Protocol players. I have some news coming from Inside Source this week. I don't know when. He just said this week, before February 1st, I'm going to have some information concerning Marvel Crisis Protocol. That's all I know, so we're going to operate just with that little bit of knowledge. All right, so sorry, not a lot to go on today, guys. It was a very tense weekend at the Las Vegas Open. So I'm hoping tomorrow I'll have all the results, at least for Age of Sigmar, and we can talk about that in depth. And I can get some of the community leaders from the Texas Masters Grand Tournament to pass on information to me so we can talk about it all. And we'll talk about some army lists tomorrow. If you have one particular, any of the top, say the top 3 or 4 players, let's say the top 4, and you want us to review the list, put it in the description, hit us up on Facebook or on the YouTube channel when I get that link up there, and we will, of course, address it. And we'll take a look at it. We're definitely going to take a look at Siegler's list. I want to look at Colin McDade's list because it was very unique, I should say non-standard. And we're going to talk about a couple favorites that didn't make it and some of the controversies that are not controversies, but some of the whispers about those top players. I won't mention their name because I obviously it's rumors and about them, and it's really like the scuttlebutt or water cooler talk, but we're going to talk about some of the behaviors going into LVO or at LVO. We'll talk about that tomorrow and Wednesday. So something to look forward to. But besides that, there's not, I think that's it for today, ladies and gents. Yeah, I think so. So you guys have yourself a wonderful day. I know it's a Monday, and if you're here in Texas, it's a little cold, it looks like it's going to rain. Just enjoy the Monday, ladies and gentlemen. I always say it, but enjoy your Monday. Start off the week right and just go, you know what? It's another day I get to build, paint, and play Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar, Team Yankee, whatever it is that you enjoy. You got another day to do it, another week to start it off. So just start off fresh and happy that you have a week, a new day to do whatever it is that you want. Yeah, work sucks, but man, you get to start off and have a great day. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow morning when we review more about LVO.